those days when you tend to fall off the rail, if you do, who bring you back on track? Who remind? Who say it? You're a little bit off.
So that's definitely not my mom. My mom would be like, well, you know what to do, right? Do what you know what to do, and I know you can do it. So she's not really that one. But I have a few friends, particularly I have a friend, Nadia, and I would like really, so I'm one of those people who I'd be like, this is what I'm feeling, and I identify it to be because of X or Y. And I just don't know where to go. And my friends, and I said, Nadia, Rihanna, I have quite a bit of a great circle that would be like, okay, here's what is the solution, and let's just fix that problem. And usually, I don't stay down long, so usually it lasts a few hours, and then I'm like, well, it's time to get cracking again. And I think that that is resilience and tenacity is what friends need to exchange. So me falling off the rails doesn't mean that I don't have resilience and tenacity. It means that I have identified that I'm having a difficulty right now, and I know how to solve that problem, which may be to just share, or it may be to just make a list and be like, this is how I'm going to execute this, and this is how I'm going to do it, and share it with somebody who will be like, of course you can do it. Sometimes, of course, you can do it. It's all you need to just do it, you know? So, yes.
For those individuals with no idea of what their purpose is, much less walking in their purpose, what do you tell them? What can you tell them? What are those two things you can share with them that may be helpful?
So the first thing is, where do you get the most joy? Because I knew when I found out what I wanted to do that so let's say if you like what love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And I think that that is something they were onto something when they're saying that. But the part that they didn't add is that you'll identify your purpose with aligning the things that make you happy with what can make you money. So it must feel effortless. Even in the most dire situations, when it gets really rough, it still must feel like it's worth doing after you've gotten over that bump. Imagine working with clients all over the world in different time zones, and everybody wanting different things, and everybody getting a little antsy sometimes about what's being done, what's not being done. They didn't see that email that you sent, and then they're like, oh, I just saw it, I'm so sorry. But at the second, that brings me to the second thing. Don't take anything too personally, not personally to the point where it stops you from moving forward into your passion. So something really bad may happen right now, but the true test of who you are and if you have a purpose is your ability to learn the lesson, process it properly. So it's not like you're going to be like, oh, forget that happened. There's a reason why you probably needed to go through that, learn what happened, and not try to make the same mistake again, especially where business is concerned. But the ability to get up and show up just once again, even though you have been, a little beaten, is the second thing I'll say. So those two things.
Those two things. Great advice. So, as you progress through life and you're living in your purpose, what do you want? How do you want to be remembered? And what do you want to be remembered for? And how is that remembrance going to is supported by the pursuit of your purpose?
Okay, so I want to be remembered as a consistent or a constant, somebody who has been able to do things, the things I say I do for people in all facets of life. So I want to be able to be that stable force that people can depend on. I think that I would say that that would be what I want to be my lasting memory. So if I say I'm going to lead a particular community project, that it's people can depend on the quality um, of that effort to be able to make a huge improvement. And I want to also be remembered as somebody who does big things for big impact.
So your commitment to service and the dependability of the service that you're providing and the impact that it's making is very much a part of your legacy
Yes,
that you're building.
right.
Okay.
But just the dependency part, because people can lead things and there's really no impact because they're just doing it because they have been appointed to do it. But I want to be somebody who people can say, I've put my everything into making this particular thing happen. And I want my life work to speak for itself in that respect.
That's awesome. So we're coming close to the end of our conversation today about the pursuit of your purpose. What is the one or two takeaways that you would like to leave with with our listeners? And as you're presenting those, think in terms of those individuals who are struggling, who are not as fortunate to know what purpose is.
So I want to encourage people to, if you need to, define your purpose or you need to grow, move outside of your small circle and community and go somewhere where no one knows you and no one has a story, and build your own story. The story of your past is not the story of your present or your future. So it's important to look at the world as this huge place that is your oyster, and there are so many opportunities out there. So what you're in, where you are at the moment and where you're physically or geographically located may not be where your purpose is. So believe enough in yourself and your abilities to make a big move. You might not think that you can afford to make the big move, but you might want to do something outside of. So community in this situation might not be a physical community, but it might be that you need to switch careers, or it might be that you need to switch disciplines, or it might be that you need to switch your physical area if you can. But there are just so many things that I think are out there for you to do. There is a way to, if you have a talent, there's a way to earn money from your talent. People are teaching people how to do things. People are paying people to teach them how to do almost everything. Don't think of your limited earning capacity as just where you are. I also want to tell people that never sell yourself short. So as I said, people paying people to do some very simple things. You can go from being a nail technician to owning a nail school where there's a platform that you're teaching 10,000 people around the world. The world is limitless. There's so much out there for you to do. Just sit with yourself and have a conversation about all the possibilities. And I'm sure that you'll make a move towards achieving goals, but also just not about achieving goals, but understanding your purpose and living your passions.
Yes. But before we go, do you have any closing remarks? Anything else you'd like to add that you have not said?
Oh, I just hope that by what I just said just now, and I mean, I thought the questions really got me to think about some of the things that I'm doing in my life, and if I'm really always walking in my purpose. And it gave me that kind of self-awareness to know that I need to always keep myself in check to make sure that the purpose, because I think the purpose is the core of everything. I'm deeply religious. And I also believe that my purpose is definitely tied to what God has planned for me. And I think that if we all encourage, just some conversations with each other about what do you like to do versus what I like to do, I think we can have people living happily with everybody pursuing their own passions and their own purpose, and not like me trying to pull people in the direction of mine, because I think it's a part of our identity and individuality, that our purpose comes. Closing remarks.
Right. Thank you for that. Say, you know, we live in a fluid world, and
Yes.
with moving parts, right? And so we must be as well, in order to maintain pace with the world we live in, and adjusting, you know, with all the different things that are happening around us. So, Seya, I want to thank you for joining me today on the A Collision with Purpose project Under the Spotlight. Your insights will undoubtedly add immense value to the conversation about purpose. You know, I believe, and I know for a fact, that with your approach to life, your purpose will continue to evolve. And what is your purpose today may not be your purpose tomorrow. As as you have a life that is moving, and you're always seeking to do, more things, not necessarily greater things, but more things. So I want to extend an invitation for you to come back on the program so we can talk some more about purpose. Do you accept?
Sure. The pleasure is mine. Just come away.
I appreciate that. So folks, this brings us to the end of this edition of the A Collision with Purpose project Under the Spotlight. If you're like some individuals and would like to have a better understanding of your purpose, then please submit a short video speaking on the topic of purpose to acollisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. If you would like to participate in an interview much like this one with Ms. Wilson, then please submit your request to be interviewed to acollisionwithpurpose@gmail.com. Please note that your video submission and your interview will be uploaded on our social media platforms. That is it for now. Blessings always.